Let's see what we got here. We've got the bird's eye garlic chicken with pasta from about 3 years ago. Oh wow, this is one of the early things that we did. Yeah. I mean, this is really early. We'd only had the machine for a month and a half. Yeah. Says it needs about 5.5 cups of water. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this.
When I had freeze-dried this and put it in the Mylar bag, I taped the cooking instructions right to it.
Okay. Wow. Looks great.
So this is what it looks like after sitting on the shelf for about 3 years. Of course, you would expect nothing less with freeze-dried. But still, when you first start out, you kind of wonder. You absolutely could rehydrate it in the Mylar bag.
So I need about 5.5 cups of water back into there. I'm thinking maybe in a Ziploc. That way I could pour it in there and suck the air out. Because otherwise I think it's going to just float up.
Yeah, because it's...
So I'm going to put it into a bag and then add the water into that.
Wasn't sure what to expect, so I wanted to be able to see it.
Let it soak in the refrigerator for a few hours before we cook it, reheat it. Okay. Okay, so I'm adding about 5 cups of water.
Sorry about pulling it out of frame without showing. I was putting it on the scale to see if it weighed as much as the original bag yet. It really did need the 5.5 cups.
Okay, so that's 5.5 cups of water. I'm going to squish the air out of it and I'm going to let it set in the refrigerator to rehydrate for a while.
I pushed out as much air as I could. And as it rehydrated, more air came out of the food, so I squished it down a couple more times. I turned the bag a few more times to make sure everything was wet. Then I put it in the refrigerator to rehydrate for 3 hours, turning it over every half hour to keep everything wet. Three hours later, most of the water had been absorbed, so it was ready to cook according to the original package instructions. Sorry, I had one job, record all the steps of making this, and I failed.
So there's what's left of it. I forgot to videotape any of it before I dished it up. It rehydrated well. I gave it about 3 hours of rehydrating time in the refrigerator in the bag, and just flipping over the bag every half hour to make sure that it's rehydrated evenly, and then cooked it according to the directions and came out nice.